Well, today I've come to Dead Maids Crossroads off the A3098 in between Westbury and Chapmanstate, that has an intriguing history, because this is reputedly where a young lady had her demise, and that's why it's called Dead Maids Crossroads. And from here we're going to look at Black Dog Wood as well, but I'll go over everything to do with it. I'll put some bits on the map and you'll see exactly where I am, and it's just intrigued me to why it's called Dead Maids, and if there's any fact to this, and the only way you can find out is by coming to these places and having a look. Well, I've now come to a patch of woodland that's just behind Dead Maids Crossroads, and there is a reason for this, and I'll go into why now. It was alleged that in the time of dueling, which somewhere between the 1700s and 1820-ish, that there was a duel fought here between two suitors who were in love with a girl that was in Dead Maids farm, and one of them was killed. His dog then attacked the other one, and she was left with no suitors because they were both killed. The black dog had killed him. The black dog ran off into the Black Dog Wood, and we'll have a look at the myths behind that one in a minute. So we're going to have a look at this woodland and see if we can find anything here, because the reason being that apparently the poor young lady took her own life and was buried at the crossroads. Now, I've had a look around the crossroads and I can't see anything there, so we'll have a look at the woodland behind the crossroads and see if we can see any evidence of a burial in here. I don't think we will. I've looked at it on LiDAR maps and there is a small indentation in one place, but that could be anything. But it's nice to come out to these places and have a look and see what we can find. So let's have a wander through the woodland now and see if I can see anything. Well, I've had a good look through this woodland and I can't seem to find anything at all. It's just off the busy main road, and I'm looking, but I'll look more into LiDAR maps. But there are several possibilities around this. Yes, it's called Dead Maids Crossroads. Yes, it's on the map as Dead Maids Crossroads. Was there ever a maid buried here? Well, if she took her own life, which it seems that that's the myth and the rumour, that she would be buried in unconsecrated ground. So yes, that is a possibility. But I can find no memorial. You think you would celebrate somebody's life with a memorial of some sort, even in older times, especially if it was just down the road from the farm where she lived, if she ever lived at that farm. We don't know, but it's an amazing name. Or perhaps there was never a duel. Perhaps there was a duel. It's one of those really difficult things to sort out, but it's a magical name for an area of road that's been bypassed in the 1970s and is now still here under that name in the shade of Clay Hill, not far from Warminster. So I'm going to carry on, have a few more looks around the woodland and see if I can find anything, and if not, we'll look into then what the possibilities might have been. Now in the woodland closest to the edge of the crossroads, and I've had a good look around here. I can't find anything that would, even a mark in the ground at this stage, that would denote that a burial had been here. But who knows? There was a road scheme done in the 1970s where a lot of the area further on down that way was changed. In this area of the woodland there is a recessed pit here, but it goes for some distance, and I think that's probably what I've seen on the LiDAR map, but I'll put that on and see what you think. But I still can't find any proper evidence in this area of a burial. Well, it may have been that the young lady was in a relationship with a big squire in the area, and she just went away, and they used the suicide to cover things up because they didn't really have to do much apart from dig a hole and turf over a bit of ground. But it's a lovely thing to think about, and to think what happened all those years ago. We can't find any records of it anywhere, but it's why it's called Dead Maids. So somewhere here there may be a poor lady buried, there might not. But it's just nice to come out to these places and look at them, because you can see them on a map, you can look at them here and there and think, well, you know, what's all this about? Dead Maids, so what? But it's the first time I've ever stopped here. I used to live just not far from here, and I've never come here and had a look around before. So that's why I'm going to have a good look. So I'm going to go from, I think, this patch of woodland in a minute. The ill-fated jeweller, we don't know what happened to him, whether he was buried in a churchyard. No local churches have got any graves of that description in them. Dueling wasn't very well recorded because it was kept out of the press, out of general conversation. It was something that wasn't talked about in those days, and it could have been with swords, it could have been with guns. Myth says that it was a pistol, a gun, so who knows. So we're going to, I think, go from here now and follow the black dog myth. So the black dog that attacked the other suitor and killed him, or was it a different sort of black dog? Was it a black dog that was put there for a reason in myth and history? So let's go and have a look at that and see what we can find out, because it's so wonderful to find these things out. And this is Dead Maids Farm, where allegedly the lady came from. So this is the old road that comes up from Dead Maids Crossroads. Well, I'm on the old road at the moment, and we'll get a flavour for what might have happened with the old black dog story. I'm going to walk down here, have a look. The fact that the dog might have killed the other suitor at Dead Maids and then ran off into the woods, not sure of. The other one is that it may just have been a legend that was put out there to keep people out of the woodland by a local landowner. Might have said, watch out for the haunted black dog mine, and then that's what's happened, so who knows. Well, this is where the old road finishes now, just into a field. It would have gone off into the bushes on that direction there, and it's just too overgrown to try and even get through it. But it would have been that the highwayman operated in this area, myth and legend again, and that the highwayman had a black dog that used to go for the throats of the coach driver. Then he would come and rob the coach, because it was a very bendy and twisty road. Really, the myth of a black dog roaming around woodland as a haunted beast, I can't see it at all. And I think, from my own point of view, starting to rain, that it was just a myth put out there to keep people out of the woodland, because people used to go in there poaching and all sorts like that, and I suppose that's why it was done. But thank you for joining me here, and I hope you've enjoyed our little foray into history, and that you'll watch again. Thank you.